Hey guys, I know it's Christmas Eve, so I don't want to get people riled up too much, but there's this guy who I made a video the other day that wanted to have a discussion with me, and he says that he wasn't saying that he was not claiming that I was running from a formal debate or that he emailed me, but uh I'm just gonna let you see the comments, and I'm gonna invite this guy. Look, I gave you opportunity. I was gonna give you a formal debate, even though, of course, uh, I don't think that you. Well, number one, I believe anybody should have a shot at formal debate. But my point is that SFT's card's full. It's not going to happen on there. It's going to happen on Praise I Am's channel. But yeah, so I think what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up your comments on my video because you're just blowing everything up over here. I mean, look, I got tons of notifications from this guy. Keep it original ministry. He's just going out of control. And I'll look at my phone in a second. You can see keep it original. Keep it original. Okay, so I'm opening up my phone so I can see this. He's putting these comments underneath all my videos with Gideon and Brother Marsh, and he wants to make it seem like I'm afraid to debate him. And so it's like that's making me question whether he was telling Victory Street Merry Christmas to you too. It's making me seem like, yeah, you probably were saying I was running from you and that I was afraid to debate you and all that. I also hear that you drop emails all the time. So, anyway, look, let's just go down the list of the latest comments and let's see what the dude is saying, and let's see what sparks off from there. Okay, and let's see if he shows up in the comments. Only thing is I'm worried about is I can't be jumping around a lot because I'll crash my system. So I might have to. How do I want to do this? Okay, so he was watching my debate preparation uh for my prep for debating Andrew Griffin. And so he says at the bottom, this is the most recent comment 5 minutes ago. All you have to do is prove that before the world began that the Father and Jesus were together lived. Then prove same thing when Jesus walked the earth. Then in the book of Revelation, the same thing. Our job is to believe the Bible. If the Unitarian wants to talk about logic and how there's been three persons, but they are considered one, well then ask him if he believes in. Well, that's not what a Unitarian believes. That's anyway. The three persons. Okay, I'm sorry. I may not be understanding your sentence correctly. Well, then ask him if he believes in the miracles of the Bible and about logic, but God's truth. Okay, so he says that, right? That's not relevant to the free grace issue. So this guy wants to debate John 10. He wants to debate me on John 10. I don't see, not unless people want, hey, Asabako, not unless people want me to debate this
Welcome to the
guy
Layman
on John
Seminary.
10.
My debate is in
My
about an
general
hour, so
approach,
I was running at about 30 minutes for the first time going through this.
this is getting bogged
I
down.
cut some slides, drew some things that I think will bring clarification.
My
So
general
now I'll
approach
time myself.
is to,
I'll hold back a
well, my
little
wife
bit
is
because
fighting on
I
the
got to
video.
save some for
Look,
the debate. So
so yeah. So on this video, uh, Janet's saying that Gideon attacks a true free grace doctrine. They claim they're free grace, yet they attack a person who's free grace. Yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute. I thought she was interacting with this. So he wrote this: "Leave them alone and stop running." So this guy is accusing me of running, right? From the debate of John 10. I'm not running from a debate of John 10. In fact, if you think I'm running, come in my stream right now. Pull up. I know you're watching. Come in my stream right now and we will debate John 10. I don't even need a moderator. I will do my best to discipline myself. Merry Christmas, Paige. I will do my best to discipline myself to listen to what you're saying and in exchange from there. If someone comes in and wants to moderate, that's fine, but I'm not running from you. That this is just practice. So if you would like to come in and formally debate me or informally, however you want to classify it, on John 10, go ahead and come on up here. Keep it original ministry. Um, and I say that because, you know, you're accusing me of running, and the best way I could show you that I ain't running anywhere is just freestyle. You know, someone can't say, "Oh, you're scared to write a diss album," and then I just bust out battle rapping them right then and there. You know that they're not going to say I'm running then. So you know what? Let's do it now. Let's see how prepared and how confident you are right now. You keep talking all this noise, make blowing up these comments and everything. Come in here now. That's my challenge. Okay? So let's read what he says. Leave them alone and stop running, from the debate of John 10. It now, number one, if I make it, this is for anyone's future reference. And when I make a discussion with people about debates, I talk to the moderator who's going to be moderating the debate. I'm not going to talk to somebody else, and they're going to have the opportunity to do what this guy's doing to me now. I talked to Praise I Am. I told him a date. I didn't tell him the month. Praise I Am mentioned January. I was talking about December 29th. That was mixed up, okay? So I told this guy, look, and he kept running his mouth, and I'm like, okay, look, from now on, everything's going to go through the moderator. I'll talk to Praise I Am, just like I do with SFT. I always give people SFT's email. SFT books everything, rearranges everything, all that. Anyway, says, so I said I wanted the debate to be over. Is free grace biblical? Because this guy is coming against free grace. He's not, and he just don't want to admit it. He thinks that John 10 is going to be the silver bullet that defeats free grace, and he don't want to admit that. But he's trying to make it about John 10. Like, okay, fine. You want to bring up John 10? I have no problem. Come debate me right now. At this moment, I'll debate you John 10. He said, it's true. I know that only soteriology preaches that if you don't turn from grace to God into sin, that will be you free grace. Works isn't true, but not as evil as sin. Love salvation is the truth, but that's definitely not evil. Now, free grace teaches that you shouldn't sin, but if you do, no matter what, you will stop to go to heaven. This is the first time that you ran from a debate, Charles, and I have proof. Jamie, Charlie, everyone will eventually find out. Jamie? Okay, whatever. Okay, well, here, I'm going to make it official. Come debate now. I'm going to ruin your Christmas. Let's see how hungry he is. He says, no, it's Christmas. I ain't got time to prepare. Well, you got to get time to spam all these comments. Look, guys, 16 comments on my 15th formal debate with Kelly Powers. He's going around spamming all my comments to make people think I'm scared of him or something. So look at this. I and 2 Peter 2 are believers that got saved and turned away. They live the OSS life too. So he thinks 2 Peter 2 deals with that. And like, what are you talking about? I did my debate on that passage. I said my third debate was over that. He said, okay, but notice that you said that passage. Do you agree that anyone can get a passage or a single verse and assume it's better to use a context to an exegetical explanation with indicative reasoning? He means inductive reasoning. I'm going to be clear on what this truly means. Looking forward to it. See, he's all over the place. I said, and these are not in order. I don't know why YouTube does this, but I'll just read them as they are. The first debate would be when you and I find each other out, meaning what we believe. Any future debates would be on specifics. You have had several years to study my channel. If you don't know how I do it by then, you're probably not prepared to debate me. He said, wait, though, we're going to debate what we both agree on, and it's the Bible. The Bible's written. We're going to debate what the Bible says, not us. And if one of us goes outside the Bible, then I ask you to prove your arguments or assertions. You use the word assertions a lot in your debates in defense, but I'm the guy that will want to actually say there, approve our arguments, not slap and run. Agree? What do you mean by the first debate will be when you and I find each other? I'm waiting to debate John 10 because you guys are not exegetical on the verses with the S, not one little verse. But who is 28 promised to? So let's be honest and straight up. We will debate John 10, also go back and forth. If we could walk away from God, because Donnie says that John 10:20 is our doctrine's destruction. No, sir. He said, praise just email, and he said January 29th. I thought you wanted to debate me in a couple of days. Either way, I'm game, and it's about John 10. Again, brother, what do you mean by the first debate when you find each other out? Are you not wanting to debate me on John 10? I said, no, the first debate would be free grace video. The second debate, it could be on John 10. And I said December 29th, laughing out loud. This dude is just really on it. Oh my, what is that? I'm calling out any free grace believer to debate me on John 10. You stepped up. Now you don't? I don't care about free grace teaching right now. We can definitely talk live on debate this later, but I'm waiting to debate you on John 10 through 30. If not, then you denied me. Let's stick to January 29th. Praise just told me that's what you wanted, and I told him yes. I'm talking about December 29th. I'm not talking about January 29th. And now, after you're putting this mess out there, I'm talking about right now. Come debate me right now on John 10. Let's not have a misunderstanding. Let's debate on. I'll screenshot this too. Yeah, he's just trying to trap people on evidence. You could bring up John 10 in the debate. I said I never agreed to January 29th. I was speaking on December 29th. All future negations will go through praise I am. It's supposed to be negotiations. No, if you're not willing to exegete John 10, then you're not ready. Keep going to school, bro, with all respect, but I have seen all your debates pretty much. And all you do is say it's not about salvation. And you say we could talk about that. And you say I could be wrong. And you just use a cop-out by using your unbiblical definition of position and experience. Well, if you don't think it's biblical, then challenge that. Make that about the debate. I know enough to see what you're doing in every debate. If you're a true believer and teacher, see, this guy is psychologically unstable here. Then it's so simple. Do your research or Bible study on John 10 and let's see who's right. You're making it so complicated. So what? Are you able to do a study on John 10 or do you need more time and more schooling? Olive, where are you? I'm not running. I'm ready to stand for truth. God bless. I honestly don't think that you will want to debate me after the first debate. It's happened before. So I'm standing firm on what I called you out on. John 10. Bring up John 10 in the debate. No, so we could barely talk about it, and then you change the subject by using one verse and take it out of context? No, that's a slap and run. Not with me, Charles. Let's do this right. He said, you scared now? I remember you saying you would never run from a debate or someone calling you out. The very next day, you're just doing that, 10:30, and you ran from me. I'm going to screenshot this history. No matter what, Donnie doesn't want you to debate me. Where's Olive now? She thought you were scared. What, not scared? I said, okay, I will officially destroy every one of your video arguments. So what we're going to do is, okay, you're in the chat. I see you in the chat. You finally got up to the chat. So let's see what's going on. All right. Hey, Toronto. Hollywood gang. No. No what? Keep it original. What? You're not going to come in and debate now? You don't want me to ruin your Christmas? Is that what you're saying? He says you're running, but he said a debate 1 month away. Well, no, it's a misunderstanding. I like having a debate 1 month away for a lot of preparation. But I was talking about the 29th because my debate, what's his name, is the 28th. And this guy, this would have been an easy debate if it was just, is free grace biblical? But to prepare for a specific debate on a specific passage, to do it with exegetical precision, that would take more time. But this guy's not, he just ain't there. I don't know how to put it. Send the link. I'm leaving to a party now. Let's agree that we would debate on a certain date. Okay, I have Praise email telling me January 29th. It doesn't matter what Praise's email says. Have fun at your party. Hey, Jeremy Frost. Yes, no, John. I'm Mexican and we celebrate Christmas. I'm going to my brother's store. All right, so enjoy Feliz Navidad. That's true. Fine. Listen, dude. I'm not. Why are you quick to post screenshots? Why are you trying to pressure people? Why are you trying to manipulate? You know, that's why I'm saying, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just spend the rest of my night tonight demolishing your John 10 video. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do tonight. So while you're enjoying, it doesn't matter if you're here. Enjoy your Christmas. While I'll be dealing with your John 10 video. You've already made a video on John 10, so there's not a first John 10. It's the Gospel of John 10. I would deal with your video on John 10. Didn't you make a video on John 10? You're not prepared to debate now. You're going to go celebrate Christmas now. You didn't know. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to go ahead and freestyle my response in John 10. And I'm not even going to use all my arguments. I'm going to use the, give me a second. I'm going to pull up a document and I'm going to study it out in real time right in front of you. You're not ready? Okay. We'll see. You think Michael Brown is saving you. That's all you worried about. You see a Michael Brown, Corey Minor debate on John 10 and you get puffed up and you think that you're gonna really do something, huh? That really what it's about? All right. While this is uploading, of course, I take. Hey, what's up, Sawako?
He said that you are the one who's not ready, not him.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna make it easy for him, and I'm gonna spend the rest of this night talking about John 10. And yeah, I've considered the possibility of John 10 being experiential. He's absolutely right about that, and I even did that on Brother Graham's channel. And that's probably what we'll do is I'll probably do a little bit of a breakdown real quick, demonstrating Bible study methods on John 10. Then we might play a little bit of the John 10, my interaction with Brother Graham on John 10, and then go from there. This dude is going to wake up with a hangover. That's what, and you know what? When he sees the video on John 10, he's going to feel like he has another hangover. He's going to think he drank too much tequila. All right. So hold on, guys.
Do the freestyle then.
This dude thinks that he could diss me even though it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to bring his present. What does he really want? Well, guess what? He better pack a lunch because we're going to be here from today into tomorrow. He's going to be leaving with a whole bunch of sorrow. Right now, he's on time borrow and the clock's ticking. You don't know what you done, but it's just started evicted. About to see this something that's sort of like an addiction because what I'm kicking is something you can't even get it. Even if you did, you wouldn't know the prediction because I knock you so back in the past you couldn't see the future. You'll have so many wounds that you're going to need a suture. Ready for this and it's going to get sooner. Better call Santa Claus because you living in the North Pole in a fairyland where anyone else won't go. If you think that I'm afraid to dare bait, I will melt the North Pole and make it seal your fate. Meaning I will cause a glacier to ice flow like in the ice caps. Don't get mad at me because I ain't afraid to fire back. And it's like a laser that's melting all your Antarctica at the South Pole. What you think that you're harder to? Well, guess what? I'm going at the heart of you. Meaning I'm not afraid to go and you can look it up on a Carter. That's like a name of a map. I can't remember how to say it. But one thing I know is I got to stop spraying because right now I'm spitting over my keyboard. And you know what? I can't be a G more. Anyway, I don't know. Mess around. All right. So Yeah. So when I freestyle, even though I think it's gonna sound lame, I do it anyway when people ask, because that's the only way to get better. Face your fears. And you know what? That's my approach on debates. I love to do formal debates 1 month in advance, informal debates, but this debate isn't a high priority. So I'm just going to use Bible study methods.
Hi, Pseudonym.
Hey, Pseudonym. All right, here we go. Shit. You can see my document, right, Janet?
Not yet. I don't know. What document?
Lagos is not responding. Come on. I ain't got no time to wait for you. I'll go online and get a grammar. Why are you going to do me like this, Lagos? It's all right. Fine. I'll go get a document. I'll go get John 10. I don't know what.
Praying that your computer will be renewed.
Yes, it should. Yes, thank you. All right, so let's do John 10 NASB.
Maybe Pseudonym and Charles have peace again. Joke.
Peace, not pissed. Hey, if you're not busy, do you want to do the Bible study and show them why they don't make sense?
No, I'm busy. I'm just passing by and then talk to you, but I'm listening. I am in speaker.
Right. Okay. So I'm just going to use the
invite Pseudonym then.
Go ahead, Janet.
Invite Pseudonym to the Bible study.
No, I'm not inviting Pseudonym. No.
Oh, you are not pissed at him yet.
If I did that, I would feel like I had a hangover. Come on. Let me copy. Yeah, copy. All right. Here we go, guys. Now I'm just going to use the descriptive summary method to do this. I'm going to pray. Father God, as we come to you, Lord, I just pray that you help me to demonstrate Bible study methods as it helps us understand the Gospel of John, and then also turn on internal security issues that people bring up. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so I'm going to do oral descriptive summaries, because if I write them down, it'd be too slow. So we'll just do one verse at a time, breakdowns. All right. So truly, truly, I say to you, the one who does not enter by the door into the fold of the sheep, but climbs up some other way, he's a thief and a robber. Jesus Christ is speaking in John chapter 10 underneath oath, emphasized by the truly, truly, or amen, lego humen. Basically meaning like oath, like what I'm telling you is very important. This is on oath. Pay attention to this. The one who does not enter by the door into the fold of the sheep, but climbs up some other way, he's a thief and a robber. So he's warning somebody about these people that climb up some other way. And so you have this concept of the door. Well, the door that this is talking about is the prophecies about the Messiah. So, for example, Genesis 3:15, we know he has to be human. Genesis 49:10, the scepter shall not depart for Judah. He must be from the tribe of Judah. We can go throughout various passages in the Bible, and there's only certain passages that only the Messiah could fit. And so that's what we're talking about here by the door. But the one who enters by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. He's the true shepherd. He's the Messiah. He's the king. To him, the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep listen to his voice. and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. So this pulls back to Exodus chapter 34, the irresponsible shepherds versus God being the responsible shepherd. The sheep listen to his voice, and he calls all his own sheep by name and leads them out. Now the thing is that the present tense is being used in these passages to emphasize what is called a gnomic idea. A gnomic, K-N-O-M-I-E, gnomic idea. A gnomic idea is like a timeless truth, an axiomatic statement. It's almost kind of proverbial. The reason being is because what other people will do is they'll try to say, oh, the present tense is being used here, and therefore this is continuous. This means this passage is saying that but the one who enters by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. To him that doorkeeper opens, and the sheep listen to his voice. So they'll say, oh, well, he constantly listens. He continuously listens. Now, I'm doing this in English. I'm not doing it in Greek, so there may be some lack of exactness, but we can deal with that in a minute. So they say, okay, this is the present, and therefore it means you continually got to do it, habitually do it. You got to keep believing. You got to keep doing these things. Otherwise, you're not saved. You lost your salvation. Okay? But the present tense can be used as a gnomic, timeless truth statement without reference to time or action. So that's my general statement about that. But the one who enters by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. So notice the focus is on the shepherd. To him, the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep will listen to his voice. And he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And I think a lot of this is New Covenant imagery. It's for the future, but for the sake of what we're talking about, we won't go into that. When he puts all his own sheep outside, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. So this is a picture of protection and provision and guidance for him. So look at this.
Hi, Brother Graham.
Hi, Brother Graham. And the sheep listen to his voice. It says listen to his voice, right? And he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he puts all his sheep outside, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. It's all about him. They're recognizing his voice because they talked about earlier, we've never heard a man speak with such authority, so they're recognizing his claims to be the Messiah. However, a stranger they simply will not follow, but will flee for him because they do not know the voice of strangers. So this is essentially saying is that if there's other people that have claimed to be a Messiah, but because they couldn't stand up to the requirements of the door, of the characteristics and the promises and provisions that are in the prophecies, there was no reason for the people to believe them and follow them, but will flee from them because they do not know the voice of strangers. Jesus told them this figure of speech, but they did not understand what the things which he was saying to them meant. So look, the narrator's telling us they didn't understand. So Jesus clarifies. So Jesus said to them again, truly, truly, I say to you, once again, Solomon, listen, I am the door of the sheep. Okay. Now look what's going on here. He mentioned the door, which I said related to the Messianic prophecies. He said, where does he first open? The door enters by the door is a shepherd, right? And then here he says, I am the door of the sheep. So he's bringing those two ideas. All those who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. Do you see what happened, guys? The earlier, look, guys. Check this out. Here, I'll use highlighters to make it clear. But the sheep did not listen to them. But look what happened here. The sheep listened to his voice. So you notice he's speaking in general here, but then he goes historical here. The sheep did not listen to them. In other words, there were false messiahs that came, and they did not, the sheep, being Israel, did not accept the claims. I am the door, and if anyone enters through me, he will be saved, okay? And will go in and out and find pasture. So if I'll go with the conservative argument and saved, this will be positional. But this guy is saying there's no such thing as positional salvation, which means that he would have to say this is initial salvation. Okay, well, fine, whatever. And we'll go in and out and find pasture. Well, what that's telling you, that's about the experience. That's about the walk, the blessings. Then it talks about the thief. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came so that they would have life and have abundantly. The thief, right? And a lot of people always say, oh, that's Satan. Okay, but in what way? Well, if you back up, the one who does not enter, right? How does a thief enter a house? Does he go through the door usually? No, he comes up some other way. And then the one that climbs up some other way. So this is another way of saying who does not enter the right way, but climbs up some other way. He is the thief and the robber. So you come down here and he's elaborating. The thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. So this relates to the irresponsible shepherds, the leaders, and what their intents are. I came so that they would have life and have it abundantly. Would have life, you would say, in a conservative positional sense, and abundantly would be experiential. Then he says, I am the good shepherd. So he gets more specific, as he went from I am the door, I am the shepherd. I mentioned the shepherd. I am the door of the sheep, and now he's I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Okay, so sacrifice. He who is a hired hand and not a shepherd, who is not the owner of the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leads the sheep and flees, and the wolf snatched them and scattered the flock. See, all the other messiahs, so-called messiahs that came, they didn't do what Jesus Christ did. Jesus Christ stood strong to the end, claiming to be the Messiah to protect his sheep. He didn't say, I'm going to just go the other way, but he's talking about the hireling. See, these irresponsible shepherds, these unfaithful Israelites, in contrast to Jesus, they're going to run. They're going to hide. They're going to flee because they know what their intentions are. They know that they're deceivers. They're not the Messiah. That's primarily what this is focusing about. He flees because he's a hired hand and does not care about the sheep. You hear that? Doesn't care. I am the good shepherd, and I know my own, and my own know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And I have other sheep that are not of this fold. I must bring them also, and they will listen to my voice. They will listen to my voice. Now, this is what happens, guys. You got this general statement about sheep listening to a voice. These people didn't listen to a voice, but here they're saying the sheep will listen to his voice. I personally think this is New Covenant language talking about how future Israel will be obedient, okay? And they will become one flock with one shepherd. In the Old Testament, it says that they shall be one stick. And it seems to be similar imagery. You got to think about in the Israel's history, the kingdom was split into Judea and Samaria, but it will be united as one underneath the Messiah, the one shepherd. And David will also reign under as well. Depends how you take that passage. For this reason, the Father loves me, because I lay down my life so that I may take it back. No one has taken it away from me, but I lay it down on my own. I have authority to lay it down, and I have authority to take it back. This commandment I received from my Father. Dissension occurred again among the Jews because of these words. Why? Because the Jews were getting hit. Many of them were saying, he has a demon and is insane. Why do you listen to him? Do you see what's going on here? They're not listening. Listen. These people are not listening, right? Others were saying, these are not the works of one who is demon possessed. So here's an example of some people that do listen. A demon cannot open the eyes who are blind, can it? Jesus asserts his deity. All right. At the time of the Feast of Dedication, I think that's Hanukkah, if I remember right, took place in Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was walking in the temple area in the portico of Solomon. The Jews then surrounded him and began saying to him, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you're the Christ." So look what the context of everything is. This passage is not talking about what regulates the church and describing all the relationships in the church. This is about how do you identify the true Messiah, what the true Messiah would do, the promise that Israel will futurely obey him. That's the primary focus. Tell us plainly. Jesus answered him, "I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name, these testify me." Now it's interesting. He says the works that I do in my Father's name, because look what was brought up here. A demon cannot open the eyes of a blind, can he? This is an example of that. But you do not believe because you're not of my sheep. He's not saying you're not saved. He's saying you're not the faithful remnant. This is not the time for when Israel is going to receive everything. My sheep listen to my voice. Now, does this mean they always listen? No, right? Because people would say, yeah, but if you sin, you're not listening to God, right? Then, but these other guys would come in, probably like this guy that wants to debate me. Oh, well, what that means is that you're going to want to listen. You're going to soften Jesus's words, right? Because Jesus needs your help, right? You're going to soften Jesus' words and say, yeah, you want to listen, or you won't habitually live in sin, or you won't do those things. My sheep listen to my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. This is a gnomic statement, guys, a general principle. And I'll go into gnomic statements in a minute in more detail. But if you go back up here, look, to him, the doorkeeper of sheep listen to his voice, calls his own sheep. This all has this gnomic, timeless truth, axiomatic, general principle statement. And I give them eternal life, and they will never perish. Okay? If you take never perish as meaning that they can never go to hell, positional, then I would take this, at least this part of it will relate to positional salvation. And no one will snatch them out of my hand. Okay? My Father who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. And I or the Father are one in purpose. One in purpose in what way? In protecting them, keeping them, providing them, and not letting them go. Now they'll say, that doesn't mean they can't jump out. Well, simple. Are you a no one? No one means including you. Okay? So when people try to say the condition is implied that you must continue, that you must believe, and all of that, or you will perish, or you will be out of his hand, or you're jumping out of his hand, that's because they're assuming certain things about this passage. Number one, I don't think this passage is intended to talk about salvation. It has applications for it. Number two, they're assuming something about the present tense to claim that they're continuous habitual. And number three, they are assuming, what was the other one? Yeah, well, no, I could wrap it into two. Is they're assuming the continual habitual, that a Christian will continually habitual. So if you're on the Calvinist side, that means persevere to the end. If you're the Arminian side, then rather than God causing you to do it, you have to do it, more on yourself. So the Jews picked up stones to stone him. In response to this, Jesus replied to them, I showed you many good works from the Father. From which of them are you trying to stone me? The Jews answered, we're not stoning you for good work, but for blasphemy. And because you being a man, make yourself out to be God. Yeah, because to say that I and the Father are one, they understood that to be a claim of God. Even though this is a oneness and purpose idea, they knew that this passage is talking about Yahweh and how he will protect and provide for them. Jesus answered them, has it been written in your law, I said ye are gods? That's Psalms 82, I think. If he called them gods to whom the word came, all right, that's the key word, right? So these people who are the irresponsible shepherds who are have done wrong, they're being called gods in a less sense, and the scripture cannot be fulfilled. Are you saying of him whom the Father sanctified and sent into the world, you're blaspheming because I am the Son of God? If I do not do the works of my Father, do not believe me. But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works, so that you may know and understand the Father is in me and I in the Father. Therefore they were seeking again to arrest him, and he eluded their grasp. Think of that, guys. Think of the pun there going on. He eluded their grasp. My guess is this word grasp is related to hand, either in the exact word or where'd it go? Either in the exact word or at least similar. So we'll look at it in a minute. We might look at that. That's interesting. And he went away again beyond the Jordan, so he's being rejected here, to the place where John was first baptizing, and he stayed there. Many came to him, were saying, while John performed no sign, yet everything John said about this man was true, and many believed in him there. This whole thing is about the identification of the Messiah and how the true faithful remnant will accept the Messiah. This passage is not making statements about how things are going to happen in the church. Technically, the church didn't even exist when these statements and sayings of John 10 were said. This was during a time underneath the law before Acts 2. And even though the Gospel of John was written during the church age or period. Go ahead, Sawako.
Page said, can you ask the layman which text from Revelation would he correlate with John 10?
That's a good question. Well, in answer, I would say Revelations 12. Because in Revelation chapter 12, Jesus sends them into Basra, all right, or Petra, which means sheep pen, and God provides and protects for them during that time. So, let's go there real quick.
Sure,
Logos, you gonna work? You want to work now?
Hi.
You love me. You love me. You love me, Jamie. Thank you for loving me.
We love you also, James.
All right.
Are you muted?
No, I'm just not talking yet. My computer's getting bogged down. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. See if I missed anything. So, guys, that passage is supposed to do me in. That passage is the one that guy wants to debate. This guy. Well, you think I have the diamond? Do I have the diamond? I don't think I have the diamond. I'll go to Logos in a minute and see if I have the diamond. I don't think I have the diamonds. I have a bunch. I have to use the here. Come on, Janet, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, my internet, it's not letting me do anything right now. I can't stop sharing. It's just totally bogged down. And it's not the internet. I got the internet fixed. It's my computer. It's all right. All right, it's working now. Give me a second, guys. All right, so let's look at Revelations 12.
I thought you were going to look at the diamond platinum.
Yeah, I can do that. I will explain people how Logos works. But the stupid thing keeps messing up. All right, I need to close my Word document because Word is draining me, I think. All right. So let's do Logos Bible. So the thing to understand about Logos is a library. It first started
Hi,
out
God
as
the Son, Jesus Christ, Dave. Glad you are here.
yeah. So Logos first started out as a library. It was first called Libronics, and then it started taking on other features over the years, and then became Logos. I think 4 was the first one. But so they the way it works is you go to the Logos Bible Study app right here. Janet, it's buffering. Let me see if my Chrome is up to date. Seems like I got to update Chrome all the time. I don't know if y'all have to do that.
Oh no, my husband's ruptured. He will coming back. So, guys, what do you want me to do right now? I think so this time. So, okay, I'm going to say something for Gideon. Um, I okay. So I'm going to entertain the audience this time. I hope that they will not feel boring about my words or my English thing. So, okay, I watched Gideon. Actually, I confess that when I watch his video or the live, I feel so mad at him. And I'm sorry, Lord, for feeling like that because he just keep repeating or saying that we are not attacking free grace. I don't know if you all notice that. I am not. We are not attacking free grace. We are not attacking free grace. Every like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, he keep on repeating that statement, and yet he attacked the layman seminary. They know that the layman seminary is a free grace. Then why then they attack the layman? What is that? What is the meaning of that? Who is false then? There is one false teacher in, that person, Gideon or the layman. We can know who is the in the right side if we heard them both explaining things about free grace. And who is changing the password? What is that? Oh, okay. Okay. Now, my husband's computer have difficulties, and actually we are praying for the replacement for his computer so that he can have good uh, computer to open Logos, especially Logos, because Logos helps a lot. There's a lot there. I am not. I am not changing the password. I am not going. I am not changing the password. He just bug down. Is that right word? Bug down, or the computer uh, drop. Yeah, I think that's one. Drop it. Drop him. Yeah. So please keep him in prayer. I mean the computer. Uh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the word. He crushed. Yes. I'm sorry. I am a Filipina, so I hope everyone aware, be aware of my words, and I hope the words that I said that Is it just similar to the real word? I hope you can understand if I use those things. So yeah, Charlie needs a replacement, not replacement theology. Sorry, computer replacement. Yes, and thank you so much for the prayer. And wow, where is the second coming of the Lemon Seminary? The second advent. Thank you so much, Paige. I don't know if it I'm going to use he or she. Paige, are you a brother or a sister? Anyway, so I'm going to. Anyway. Oh, praise God.
I think Paige is a sister based on the profile.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, their sister Paige. Paige. Sister Elizabeth love the name Paige. What is the meaning of that word, Charlie?
I think it's
Paige.
just an alternate. Well, there's different pages. You know, whenever you're talking about medieval times, you had a page. A page was somebody that, if I remember right, studied underneath a knight to learn their ways and everything.
Okay, thank you. But Sidonum said, "You are." He has
Yeah, no,
listened.
that makes sense because a page is a helper as well. Yeah, in English.
Oh, okay. So I think I'm done entertaining your audience or our
No,
audience.
no, the viewers went way up as soon as I left. What's that mean?
Your English is better than our Tagalog. Yes, thank you so much for
But
that. That's what I'm
you're
trying.
more entertaining. I put people to sleep.
It helper. Oh, helper. Is that Eve or what is the name of Eve?
Asa
It's
in
not
Hebrew is a helper.
Asa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it says helper and addition.
Yeah, well no, her name
We
yeah.
want we want the Janet
Wow,
show.
thank you, Victor Street. Thank you so much for the blessing.
Thank you so
Merry
much. I love
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Keep doing your thing,
See,
brother.
all Janet has to do is talk and
Thank you so much. You make my heart boom 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 boom
when
boom.
Janet talks, all my money goes to her too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My goodness. Lord, bless this person under God. Please, Lord. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Victory
can y'all
Street
see my
Ministry.
screen?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Save on the best book 2023.
And you know what? The bit of the blessing of that, Janet, I think that made it where we'll be able to get our second $100 from Google because you know they only give you money whenever you get. We got our first $100 like several months ago, and then finally, you know,
Uh,
they pay it out. It's not automatic, in other words. So thank y'all
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Victory Street Ministry. I pray you have Victory Street Ministry. I pray that your ministry, God will, bless this abundantly, and many
He
people.
raps too.
Oh, who? Victory Street?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I pray that Victory Street Ministry would be, God will bless this ministry, especially those people, that who don't know the Lord Jesus Christ yet. That's the most important in order for them to be saved. God wants us to do that, able to share the gospel because God loves the world so much. Everything in it, God loves. So that's our response by God saving us. Response to the things that He sent His Son in our lives for us to be with Him in the future and eat with them. Uh,
Yeah.
I believe that when the rapture come and the world vanish and have a new heaven and new earth, I believe that we can eat food. We can eat food, and I'm so excited in that. So I hope we can, we all be there together, all the people on this earth, and we pray for the for the atheists, that they can come to the Lord and know the only way in order for us to be saved is only Jesus Christ, who gave his life, the human form, for us to be with them forever. And
Thank you.
yes, Paige. Um, I'm so excited for heaven food. Yeah, sure. Me too. So, you know, anyway, I hope there's lobster. Yeah, because lobster here is so expensive, right? I was when I was and I ate lobster, but my goodness, so expensive. And also in Hong Kong, so expensive. In China also. So those places I went. I've been there in 3 places in the whole world, and I found out that lobster is so expensive. So yeah. So I think my husband makes me like, okay, we were going to have to do the Gideon thing now. So thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I hope keep this ministry in prayer, the Layman Seminary, and also include the Victory Street Ministry and all of us, so that God, we can give glorify to God. That's the most important of being a Christian, to give glory to God, because when we glorify God, He glorifies us. But of course, we don't need to expect that when we glorify God and then we expect things that comes happen to us so that we can be glorified. Of course not. Of course, because God knows our heart, if we are sincerely or seriously love Him, to glorify Him. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop. And thank you so much again for this. And I'm really shocked. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Victory Street Ministry. God bless to you and God bless us all.
God bless. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show y'all something. If my wife don't kill me. All right, let's see. I don't know if it'll work. It's been a long time since I've done this. Okay, if I remember right, this is gonna bring up everything I ever got in Logos.
Pseudonym would tequila money. I drink tequila when I was not a Christian, but now no, no need. Just
No,
life
no need.
testimony. This, I mean, no, not at all. I should say, but I was when I was young. When I was 20 years old. No, I start drinking when I was 24 up to 35, I think, and then I quit. Because but I 2006 I become a Christian. So when I become a Christian, I quit things like cigarette. I'm sorry, it's life testimony this time now, because my husband trying to find things, and it's I don't want to waste the time. So yeah, I was I don't I don't I don't know if the word drunkard it's a good term for me to use this now. I was a drunkard, Charlie. Can I say that before? When I was 24 to 34, 35, I am in that situation, and I am a chain smoker. My goodness, I I'm sorry, Lord. You know, uh, I am a chain smoker. One day, I can finish 4 pack of cigarettes, and And then I was I was renewed by my niece saying, Auntie, is that cigarette it's not good for the body? And then I was just I become a Christian during that time, a 2 months old Christian. And then I was like, oh, and I want my nieces me being model to them. So every time I smoke, I hide. But during that time, she she caught me up. So anyway, yes,
Okay.
I am. Yes, I am in the Philippines. Oops, I'm sorry. I need to stop now.
It up again, Janet. Continue with your story, your testimony.
Oh, okay. I cannot stop telling my story. The whole
Thanks,
world.
pseudonym.
Aww, I love you, Synonym. Thank you so much. Gangsta. Gangsta. Merry Christmas, Gangsta. Uh,
Hey, news unit.
yes, God the Son, Jesus Christ saves. Yes. Do you have a family with last name? What's that? Paklib? No. What's Paklib? I don't know. Hi, news unit broadcasting. Oh, wow. So, are you a radio station now? So, can I say that the Libon Sinuina is popular now? Oh, sorry. What? How to say that, Charlie? Popular, popular.
Popular, not popular.
Oh, popular. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have
Popular.
maligayang pas.
Popular's when everybody talks to you in the bathroom. All right. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Read that number at the bottom where it says total.
Oh, it's so small. I cannot. Oh, where is it? Oh, total is. Oh, wow. What's that for? Ordered 4025476. What does that mean?
Not the
Oh,
order, the total. The total at the bottom.
wow. The total is 25,016. What does that mean?
That's how much I've spent since 2014. Well, that's how much my Logos is worth, not how much I spent. Because, being in seminary since 2016, you get a 30% discount, and then you get a free book each month and things like that.
Oh,
But
that's the logo. Wow.
yeah, so the Logos, they're saying my Logos is worth $25,000. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
now what we
Is that
do?
the diamond thing?
What?
Is that the diamond thing? That page?
No, I'm moving. I'm working my way up to that.
Okay.
I just want people
Oh,
to
wow.
understand how this works.
Oh, your computer is
Yeah,
always.
keep talking, Janet. It's okay. It's your night to be famous.
I buy that for
So
$1.
continue with your testimony.
Oh, okay. But wait. Hi, but I am executive troll.
Executive troll. Yeah.
News unit broadcasting. Okay.
Okay. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah.
look, I'm going to sign out so you can see the prices. The prices without a discount, and if you were just buying at the beginning. Okay. So
Oh,
this is Logos standard, and we'll go into issues, details of the package and everything. But
but Sidonim said he can buy for $1. What does that mean?
I don't know. But let's focus here. All right. So look, Logos starter. Now they do have a Logos basic that is free, and then they have another one that's cheaper than that I can show people. Let's see. Logos free edition. Let's do free edition first, right? And the way we cover everybody. So the Logos
Yes.
free edition. Look all that's in here. You have the Logos free app. Then you can get the Logos 10 fundamentals for just $49. Okay. And so let's look at the free app while we're here. So this is everything that you see that is in the free app. You get all that, right?
They choose free version.
Yeah. And the fundamentals has some good stuff in it. So it says the foundation library, 40 plus resources. And then Logos 10 is, of course, where we go up. So yeah, you can get the free app and you can get the fundamentals if you want to try something more. I do recommend if people are just experimenting with it, that they go with the free version of course. I mean, could be a curse. So then you look, all right. Remember, I'm not signed in. So they got the fundamentals you can buy for $49. And it's actually, they're saying the collection value is $1,000 if you bought all the books, but you're saving 90%, 95%. So it's $49.99. The starter is $294. And I'll just show you the diamond that she mentioned. If you bought it outright, is
maybe Jim.
Go ahead.
Is Jamie is the SDA, Charles?
Jamie is the SDA, yes.
Yeah. So any SDA in the chat? Yes, Jamie, I think is in here. So
yeah.
And also I'm going to reveal thing that in my family we are mixed. Like I have SDA sibling. I also have a oneness sibling, which is I am so sad for them. So I have also a Catholic sibling. So we are all mixed, and I am the only one who is free grace.
Right.
So yeah, I can. If Jamie is SDA, then Jamie believe that Jesus is an angel, maybe.
All right.
Question with Victory Street Ministry: is Logos worth it, Charles? What package would you recommend? I've never used it.
Yes, Logos is worth it if you're in seminary. Logos is worth it if you're in ministry as a pastor.
Yeah, we have free version, right? So maybe that's
well, he should experiment with the free version first.
Yes.
I'm going to show you all a tip that I do. I do things the cheap way. All right. But okay, so remember, Paige mentioned the diamond. If you were just signed in, and right now it's saying that the diamond is $41,500 in value if you bought the book separately, right? But they say if you buy it now, you save 91%, which is $3,449. Okay, so that's the diamond that she's talking about. Now I'll sign in and watch this.
Oh, that's so sad that the Son Jesus Christ saves. They are SDA. So we just pray that they really are, receive the true gospel, and then just entered into a false teaching, and praying that they can get out from that. Also, my sister, I pray that they can get out from that false teaching.
Okay, so look, now I'm signed in, right? May need to. Okay, so now as you can see, I got the Logos 10 Platinum, and I could reach up to what is originally $3,000 outright with the $400. That would be the diamond. But the thing to understand is that you have the standard. I also own all the academic packages, so all the way up to academic professional. On the Anglican, so it's by church tradition, I could go to Logos 10 Gold, $47. On the Baptist, $42, Baptist Silver. Bible Engagement Project, $40. Counseling, $44. That's the beginning of that one.
Jamie, of course, lucky.
What, Janet?
I'm sorry interrupting you because we are talking about SDA, and then God the Son said that it's sad, right? And then Jimmy, who is the SDA, said that it's lucky. My goodness.
Okay. All right. So the Lutheran for 42.
You mean maybe the Logos price is good? Okay.
Yeah, the Lutheran Gold for $42. The Messianic the Messianic Gold for 56. Because I have all the lower packages underneath. That's why I'm showing you this. The Methodist Wesleyan for 44.
How what?
The
Jamie?
gold, $27. Orthodox. The Pentecostal silver for 37. The preaching suit standard for 26. Reformed is where they're hard to get. Reformed gold is 65, and I'll show you some. Look, Jamie. Right now, I don't have the silver SDA, but I could get it for $35. But there's nothing really in there that I need from there. So that one's.
Yeah, Logos
that's the Catholic $30. Go ahead, Janet.
No, the Logos is so amazing. Who made that Logos abstract?
A lot of the people at Dallas Theological Seminary are working on it. I don't know the full story, but a lot of them were working on it when it was Libronics. So I got all the Verbum academic packages. So that's the Catholic. The Verbum Eastern Catholic, you can go to gold for 34, and then the ordinate, you can go to silver for 49. So that's all Logos 10, what I showed you. But check this out. You can go
Look
back.
at Jimmy what said. If you read it, you might realize. Realize what, Jimmy?
Yeah. Anyway, look.
Real,
so you
realize that free grace is true.
Janet. All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
you click on Legacy. Let me show people again without Janet talking. Legacy libraries, right? Okay. They're showing Logos 9, but you want to scroll all the way to the bottom. And then it's going to bring up Logos 5. And so, as you see, I own the Logos 5 Legacy Library. So what it is that the previous Logos, they roll it. You can still buy it. Okay. So, like I would need 261 to get the Logos 5 Diamond Legacy. So I'm closer to that diamond than I am a Logos 10 diamond. Logos 5 Anglican Gold 81. Baptist Gold 70. Looks like I got all the Lutheran. Is that right? Yeah, I got all the Lutheran of the Logos 5. Janet, mute your mic if you're not talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I got all the Pentecostal and Charismatic for Logos 5. On the Logos 5 Reformed, the Platinum is 147. I got all the SDA for Logos 5. Jamie's happy about that. Verbum Standard, I could get the Platinum for 197. All right, so that was Logos 5. Then we go into Logos 6. So I got the Legacy Gold. So these are the standards. So you could get Diamond 185 for that. Anglican Gold, 74. Baptist Gold, 61. I got all the Lutherans. I got all the Wesleyan. Orthodox Gold, 37. I got all the Pentecostals. The Reformed Gold, 64. I got all the SDAs, and I got all the verbum. All right, so now we're going to Logos 7. So I got the Logos Legacy Library. So I got the diamond would be 200 for Logos 7. Anglican Platinum would be 94 for me. Baptist would be 146 Platinum. Lutheran would be Logos 7, 157. Wesleyan Logos 7 Platinum would be 42. Orthodox Logos 7 would be gold would be 29. I got all the Pentecostals. The Reformed is 56. I got all the SDAs of those. I got let's see, Verbum Platinum would be 33. Okay, so now we're going to Logos 8. So they got a thing called dynamic pricing. And so what that means is that if you buy something and it's already in other packages, the price of those other bundles or packages goes down. So you're not paying twice for the books. So look at this bad boy. This is under Logos 8. This is the Logos 8 Collector's Edition Legacy Bible. $2,456, right?
Jamie said silver around 2,000. Oh my goodness.
The silvers are around 2,000. Yeah, they are if you buy them outright. So look, I'm going to sign out so we can see how much this collector's edition is. So yeah, the Legacy Gold's 800. Look how much is Look at this guy. This is insane. The Logos 8 Collector's Edition Legacy Library is $10,000. Okay? That's insane. Man, I have to do this every time. And I have to do it twice? That's not cool. All right. So, but look, I would only have to pay $2,000 for that collection. Logos 8 Anglican, Baptist 114, Platinum, Lutheran, Diamond 3, Messianic Diamond 727.
Jamie said you better get stuck in their company too.
Methodist and Wesleyan, I got all those. Orthodox, Platinum, Pentecostal, and Charismatic. Hey, Discerner. Logos 8 Pentecostal 84. Reformed Platinum.
Do you need Jonathan Pritchett?
What, Janet?
Do you
I
know
think
Jonathan
Pritchett has all of it. Maybe he does. But you never have all of it. You can't. New stuff comes out every day. They keep you addicted. All right. So Verb Standard, Platinum 94. I got all the Verbum Eastern Rite of Logos 8. I think we're on Logos 8. Ordinate, I got all of that. And look, they got the ultimate Legacy Library, $5,000. I'm not going to sign out to see. That's expensive enough without and then the Verbum Ultimate Legacy 1,000 something. Okay, so let's go to Logos 9 now.
There's a question from Paige Charlie. So the different packages teach that specific denomination?
What they do is they have resources that are written by people from that specific denomination. And that doesn't mean that's the only thing that's in there, but the ones that their particular denomination typically uses, they moved all my word search into Logos, so I got it all cheaper. Yeah, that I got some of my word search in Logos too as well. So yeah, here's the standard Logos 9 Collector's Edition Legacy Library 2000. It's about the same as that other one. Anglican Diamond would be 307. Baptist 232. Lutheran Diamond 251. Messianic Diamond 658. What, Janet?
Jamie said, what was that Daniel thing you had on Praises with the different views?
Oh,
What
that
he's
was
talking
the Evangelical Exegetical Commentary by J. Paul Tanner. Remember, we went over it on your channel too as well, but I just barely found that chart in there. That was one of the resources we went over before, Jamie. Orthodox.
And listeners, they move all my word search into Logos, so I got it.
I replied to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, the Reformed ones are usually the most expensive. It seems like Charismatics, they give their stuff away. The Logos 9 Ultimate Legacy, while I'm signed in, right, with all my discounts, with all the previous stuff I own, it is still $6,000. Okay, so you can work. This is the point. Dave Ramsey has a principle called the debt snowball, right, where you take your smallest debt and you pay that one off first, and then you go to the next one and you take that money from there and go to that next one, and you gain this momentum. Well, I have what I call the Logos snowball. And so what you do is you buy a package, right? Let's say you buy a Logos starter from Logos 10 starter. Well, as soon as you buy a Logos 10 starter, the price here, look, I'll show you how it works. No, I can't do that because then they need to have a module that allows you to do it. But what it would do is I would go to all what, Janet?
Do you, listener said, do you have the complete biblical library? I recommended it.
What's it named? You're talking about? Send me a link or tell me the name of what it's called, Discerner, so that I could see. But so if you buy, let's say you buy Logos 10 starter, right? And let's say you buy that whatever you buy, when you buy that Logos 10 starter, it's going to cause the price to drop on the Logos 5 starter, the Logos all the way through 9. So rather than making vertical moves all the time, I make lateral moves. And so what that allows me to do is eventually I will be able to, there's a principle. Years ago I read it, you should buy a book once a month. That was, and I'm talking about a regular book. A regular book is about $30. Well, if you do the Logos snowball, eventually you could buy a whole package for $30 a month, The Complete Biblical Library, CBL. Is that in Logos now? Or something separate? Complete. I gotta get it going in dark keyboard. Complete Bible Library. Now available in Logos. Out of print to brought to life. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll add it to cart, and then that way I see the price because they're high. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't afford it right now. It's $895, but I'll save it for later.
Yeah, that's my husband. He works for Logos.
Oh, that's the Library Ode of New Testament. Those are the journals and stuff, I think. Am I right? Am I right, Discerner? Let's see. Old and New Testament 39. The Complete Biblical Library. Complete Biblical Library was a remarkably ambitious undertaking. Biblical scholars, exhaustive references, results 39 volumes, library, entire Bible, blending all Bible study tools into one resource. Okay. Read together. I got a lot. I have a lot of this. Parallel Gospel Readers. I got all this, but I think 800. The Old Testament.
Victory Street Ministry said recommended for sermon prep.
Okay. Recommended for sermon prep. What are you asking? What I recommend for sermon prep? Okay. Well, it depends what you mean by sermon prep. Illustration or what processes? Let's try to actually. All right, look, Logos wants to cooperate now. Janet, mute your mic, please.
Listener said it's not journals. It's lexicon or Excel.
Yes, I got that part. Come on. All right, so if I was doing a sermon out, let's see. You probably know about this. So Victory Street, what you would do is you would go to most pastors. I mean, let me just show you what pops up. And this is what it depends on what's in your library, but let me just show you what pops up whenever I put a passage into it.
Victory Street Ministry said, does it have resources geared towards sermon prep?
Yes, they have sermon bundles and things like that. I'm trying to remember. I don't use my Logos in the same way I used to. So let me pull this out. I got to remember this. Bible, library, search. There's the quick start. I used to have a quick start. What happened to my quick start? Tools, workflows, custom workflows. Let me just type in quick start. I can't believe this. I haven't used quick start in years, so I can't remember. So let me type on this real quick. Logos 10 quick start. Quick start for Logos 10 introduction.
Yeah, ChatGPT is good.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll integrate it eventually. So if I were doing a particular okay, watch, here it is. Passage or topic. So let's do John 10 since we were talking about John 10. So I just type in John 10 and the wheel's going to keep spinning. So you got tools, open fact book, the Jesus is Good Shepherd, whatever. And you got search books for John, search all for John 10. What are the layouts? There was a quick start layout. See, it says quick start for Logos 9. There should be other quick starts. Let me try to find that. Is there no quick start for Logos 10? Y'all are asking me questions. I haven't. Quick start for Logos software.
My other channels is an avatar of William Lane Craig. Name is William Crane's Log.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Who said that?
Jamie.
Really? That's your other channel? I didn't know that, Jamie. Okay, so let's go back to this quick start thing. No, that's the lectures.
Charles would say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
All right. I mean, I
So
usually use.
that's
Let's
his
see.
new channel.
See, they
Another
got a section called expository sermon. So let's just do this real quick. Bible reference, John 10. We'll see what happens here, guys. I haven't used this stuff in a while. I've been mainly writing papers and prepare for debates. So these are what are your passage guides. So let me make this big so y'all could see this. So you see how it works. They got these are exegetical guides. They got these. I used to have to write these out by hand before they ever existed in Logos. I used to take a bunch of these from different sermon books, exegesis books, hermeneutic books. So the first thing they say is the preliminary planning for your sermon preparation may include prayer, selection of a passage, and consideration of the subject or theme around which to orient the sermon. To begin this workflow, you had to enter a Bible reference, so you likely have some idea of a general part of the Bible from which you wish to preach. These next few steps give you an opportunity to reflect on the passage you entered and confirm whether it's a right one for this sermon. So let's click more. Okay. The desired outcome is you will prayerfully consider your personal readiness to preach. You will prayerfully reflect on passages to preach and themes to emphasize. Explanation. If you're part of a church where sermon passages are set by lectionary readings, the step of selecting a passage has already been done for you. Similarly, if you choose to preach through a specific book of the Bible, when the selection has been made, your week-to-week selection will be focused on how many verses to cover in each sermon. So basically, it takes you step by step. So continue, right? You completed that. So now the first step, begin with prayer. Prayer, asking God to open the text and helping you for others, right? And you can write out your specific concerns that are waiting on that. Then you reflect on your passage situation. Read your passage several times. Identify possible themes. Establish the sermon's main idea. Use clippings and notes to gather material. Then you actually study the passage. Identify the basic facts of your passage. Read your passage in original languages. Read your passage closely and carefully. Examine literary types. Establish the boundaries of the passage. Evaluate propositional outlines. Identify biblical events. Identify important words. Explore the culture and historical context. Examine the cultural context, the historical context. Identify places. Identify things and objects. Identify important cross-references. Identify biblical cross-references. Identify New Testament use to the Old Testament. Consult commentaries. And then this spreads out in probably different types. Outline your passage. So let's just make this one bigger so you see. Look, it's going through telling you how to do all these, talking about different commentaries. Outline your passage. Evaluate existing outlines. Create an exegetical outline. Evaluate the results of your passage study. Determine the passage main point. Review the sermon's main preaching point. Write and develop your sermon. Organize your sermon material. Create a sermon outline. Create a sermon document. Add illustration sermon document. Add application points. Write your sermon body text. Write your introduction, conclusion, transitions, and prepare to preach. So you see, I mean, Logos has these guides that take you through every step, and they have the same thing with exegetical guides. So you click on exegesis. Let's say you want to do exegesis of John 10. You know, I already know how to do all this stuff. But
is that Logos 10?
Yes, this is Logos 10. This is the one I use most often because I deal a lot in the languages. And but it's a little bit different than the preaching guide. It's not a step by step thing.
What? I'm sorry, I don't know what it means. Make sure that chimney flue is open. What that means?
That's so Santa can come in, Janet.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not American, so I don't know that, okay?
You're not American. Okay, yeah. So there's different ones, and I have like several of them, like workflows. Like if I type in my workflows, I got all these types from different people, famous people. David Allen's text-driven, 12-driven preach method. Hayden Robinson's 10 stage of expository sermons. Michael Heiser's Bible research method. All of these types, you know. So you got those things going on. But I mean, if you're already preaching, then you kind of already have a structure. But you know, it can still be helpful. Okay.
So, what do you recommend for ministry, street ministry?
What ministry?
The Victory Street Ministry. He asked for recommendation.
I recommend that he meet with me on Zoom privately, and we can work together on that stuff. Because I want to understand his process, how he does his sermons and teachings. And once I see how he does that, because I teach people how to preach and teach, and he's already doing it. So once I see what he does or how he does it, then I can know what to add to or what to recommend for him.
Oh, you want the exact thing that he needed?
Yeah, because it's a lot of money. Any other way to do it?
Oh, okay.
All right. Anybody? Anything else?
Listener said, what is this? New Dart Dawkins. What is that? Priority to take care. What?
That is what they do.
I only 155 resources.
Yeah, but Jamie, the thing is, you're learning how to use those 155 resources pretty accurately. You know, you're doing a good job. Of course, I don't agree with your tradition, but when you look at your channel, you know, I mean, I like all the landscape and stuff that comes through your channel. And for those that are watching this video in the future, Jamie is SDA. That's my disclaimer. But just talking about how he deals with. What is your
So
name?
we are out of Gideon this time now?
We weren't doing Gideon tonight, Janet. You were attacking the wrong person tonight.
Oh.
We were attacking the Keeping It Original Ministries, who said I was running from him, wouldn't debate. He's a Spanish guy, Mexican guy.
Oh, the original ministry? That's what his name?
Keep It Original Ministries.
Keeping original.
He's got a lot of good things going on for him. I don't know why he thinks.
I'm mistaken. So tonight is not yours. The other person.
Huh?
No, I'm just said sorry for for Gideon because I mentioned I thought that we are talking about him, but you said that it's a different person. So I said sorry. I apologize that I mentioned him.
Me personally, anytime I see Logos on the screen, it catches my eye. I know maybe some people that may not be them, so that doesn't mean I watched the video, but I'm like, okay, I see Jamie.
Oh, asawa ko, will you
Jamie's.
read his Hebrew name? You still haven't debated me concerning the Trinity. You want me?
That's Mose.
Mose?
Did you contact SFT? The debates go through SFT. If SFT don't want me to debate you on the Trinity, I won't be debating you on the Trinity. See, you can see where Jamie's doing a lot with Logos. So that's good.
And correct me, Charlie, if I'm wrong.
Jamie, I'm not gonna go. I'll look quickly, but I'm not gonna hover on it too long. Playlist, scripture, tradition. You're doing a good job with your playlist too.
He said it's a
Wow, I didn't.
short. He made an.
It's tradition. I'll just type in tradition and see if I get it that way. Is that what you're talking about? Always reforming?
He said, sure, he hasn't reached back. Oh, SFT did not reach back.
Oh, scripture
him.
of well, then it's not important. Like I said, that's not my forte. If you could find another channel that you want to debate me on, then we can do that. But like I said, it's not my
How about
forte.
praise I am? You want to go there and praise I am debate?
If I debate
Channel?
the Trinity, I'm going to lose.
You're going to lose?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on the Trinity. I'm not that focused on the Trinity. That's too. If you want to debate like that, what I suggest, Moses or Moshe, is you pick a specific passage to narrow the debate, so that it's more exegetical.
Yeah,
so that it's
because
not.
it is.
So is the Trinity in this particular passage? That would be better. Because debating the Trinity, that's a huge topic.
Oh,
Proverbs 8. I don't believe the Trinity's in Proverbs 8. So you win that one.
You win that one. So Crimsonaire. Hey, I hope everyone
Hi,
is happy
Crimsonaire.
there.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Yeah, today I'm surprised with this live video, and God bless us so much.
Yes.
And I thank God for the blessing for today. Oh, he said John 1. You want me in John 1? John 1.
Is the Trinity in John 1?
No, I don't think so. But
I don't think so
I-
either. The Holy Spirit is the silent witness. I wouldn't argue that the Trinity
yeah,
is
in
explicitly
John
in
1,
John
1.
1.
Yeah. But how about in Genesis 1:26?
I don't think so. I don't argue that the Trinity is revealed in the Old Testament.
The Trinity is revelation in the whole Bible, isn't it?
Yeah, but does that mean that it's revealed in the Old Testament?
Yeah, I believe. But when they said that in Genesis 1:26, how about that when the word us or we, to whom the speaker referring to when it says us or we?
Okay. Well, let's just start basic, all right? If let's just do a little basic and just we'll bring up Constable's notes, right? Because people can get that free for themselves. But I'll bring it up in my Logos. All right.
But if they don't agree with the plurality of God in Genesis 1:26,
plurality is different than arguing that the Trinity's there.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I am just articulating about the word that uses in Genesis 26, the us and the we, and the you also have a plurality of you. So there's a word you that it refers to plurality form. So in Genesis 1:26, it says and yeah, pull out the verse, please.
Hold on, Janet. Hold on. I'm not as fast.
Mosiah, what's his name? Mosiah?
It's Moses.
Yeah, Mosiah. Christians have traditionally seen Genesis 1:26 as adumbrating the Trinity. It is now universally admitted that this was not what the plural meant to the original author,
Right. I take it as a plural of intensity.
the plural of intensity.
Yeah, in Hebrew.
Oh,
So see right here. Us is probably a plural of intensification or potentiality or majesty. See my comments on verse 1 above. Although some regard it as a plural of self deliberation, others believe that God was addressing his heavenly court. However, Janet, mute your mic. How-
sorry.
However, us does not include the angels, since God made man in his image alone, not also in the image of angels. Us gives us another hint, and it is only a hint at this point that God is a triune being, Elohim. As scripture unfolds, it becomes clear that God is indeed a triune being. God the Father may have been addressing the other two members of the Trinity. This is the anthropomorphism, a description of God in human terms, in this case, doing something that humans do. However, we should not use this verse as a formal proof of the Trinity, since this reference by itself does not prove that one God exists in three persons. Although the Christian Trinity cannot be derived solely from the use of the plural, a plurality within the unity of the Godhead may be derived from the passage. And so then it's talking about feminists and stuff. But he said the theological controversy in Moses' day, not this day, not the Moses, was not between Trinitarian and Unitarianism, but between one self-existent sovereign good God and many limited, capricious, often wicked gods. Okay. And then he's talking about the image of God. So then from there, remember, this commentary is updated every year. It's free. People can get it. Just type in Constable's Notes. So you go to this footnote, and he says Klaus Westerman, Genesis 1 through 11. So a discussion of that. Now, let's say that I can go into the Hebrew stuff myself, but this gave me some options and a range of meaning. And it says, see the Net Bible note on 126. Yeah, I was going to go there anyway. I need to put that one on my side too. The Net Bible, I don't know if the Net Bible 2 is free, but the Net Bible is, and you can get the notes that way. So, Janet, you there?
Yes, reading the comments with Moshai, and Jamie. Jamie said someone wrote on the tablets on Sinai and then handed them to Moses, and he put them in the ark. Those original tablets were cut from the foundation of God's throne, which came down on Sinai. What's he trying to?
He's trying to argue that the Mosaic Law was eternal, and God just gave it at that time. Don't read Jamie's comments. He's just gonna insert some SDA stuff in there.
We talk about Trinity, and okay.
Yeah.
So maybe just
he's onto the law and stuff right now. Like he always is. It's only a matter of time before he brings that up. All right, so look, let us make. So number 47. The plural form of the verb has been the subject of much discussion through the years, and not surprisingly, several suggestions have been put forward. Oh, my goodness. Many theologians interpret it as an early hint. Janet, mute your mic. It's an early hint of plurality within the Godhead, but this view imposes later Trinitarian concepts on the ancient texts. Some have suggested the plural verb indicates majesty, but the plural majesty is not used with verbs. See, Westerman argues for a plural deliberation here, but his proposed examples of this use do not actually support his theory. David used a plural as representative of all Israel, and in Isaiah 6:8, the Lord speaks on behalf of the heavenly court. In its ancient Israelite context, the plural is most naturally understood as referring to God and his heavenly court. The most well-known members of this court are God's messengers or angels. In Genesis 3:5, the serpent may refer to this group as God's divine being. See the note on the word evil in 3:5. If this is the case, God invites the heavenly court to participate in the creation of humankind, perhaps in the role of offering praise, see in Job 38:7. But he himself is the one who does the actual creative work. Of course, this view does assume that the members of the heavenly court possess the divine image in some way. It's interesting, I'm reading this because I've thought about all this before and has explained it to people. It even came up in my last debate. Since the image is closely associated with rulership, perhaps they share the divine image in that they, together with God and under his royal authority, are the executive authority over the world. Okay, so that's why I don't use it. Well, there's several reasons, but I mean, we kind of get a touch of that. So yeah, the debate couldn't be over that passage. What's going on, Janet?
You tried me not to speak and I was busy in the chat.
Okay, you can speak now.
No, because, okay. So, Mosiah said that when I said Jesus is God, but he's not the Father, and he said that it is blasphemy. How is then blasphemy if I am quoted Jesus saying, and yet this
Janet,
Messiah,
don't read Moses' comments either. He doesn't believe Jesus is God. That's not for everybody
but he
to
said
read.
only Jesus is God. What is he said? Where is it? Jesus is God alone. He said that the Son was not born in the Old Testament.
So
That
yeah,
make him,
Jesus is God alone. The Son was not born in the Old Testament. That would make him mute. So are you modalist? Is that what you are, Moshe? Or what is your theological position?
That's why I respond those things, because he said Jesus is God alone. Yeah, he is a modalist.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in every argument against oneness is semi. Notice okay, so you're oneness.
Yeah, oneness. Patriarchs is oneness also, and everyone is oneness.
Okay.
Aside from Trinity.
So my question to you, Moses, is: do you believe that you have to be water baptized to be saved? Also,
denying Jesus is God actually is denying. Please quote me, saying
Janet,
Jesus.
don't read any more of those comments.
I want to debate him.
That's not what this channel's for. We debate on other channels.
Okay.
I mean, we will formally debate specific topics related to free grace, but I'm not going to engage on these issues. I just want to know if he's a oneness Pentecostal, UPCI. Jesus said,
"Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I can invite him to my channel."
No, you cannot. Moshe, listen. If you want to have a formal debate with me, you're going to have to find a platform and somebody that actually wants to see me do that debate, because I am a novice in those areas. Don't get me wrong. I've been studying theology and I know the arguments and all that, but that's not my main focus. And if you can find a platform whenever for that debate and you give me at least a month to prepare and you can narrow it down to a particular passage for us to debate, then that's fine. Okay, that's all right. Thank you for clarifying. But I don't use Old Testament passages to prove the Trinity. So it would have to be in the New Testament. Okay. So you would have to pick another passage if you want. You have to come up with a thesis for a debate.
Yeah, John 5. How about John 5?
Listen, Moshe, my email is on the the about section. Email me and we can talk about this more. And if if we can come up with a thesis for a debate, and you can find a platform that will moderate it, then I'm for that, because you are insistent, you know, and I don't think you're gonna let off until I formally debate you. So, you know, I don't mind losing, but I just want to make sure that we have everything in place. No, I'm not gonna do it on your channel. You gotta have a
No,
moderator. You gotta
yes,
have a moderator. We're talking about a formal
no,
debate. We're talking about a
yes,
formal professional debate. Why would I debate on
yes.
your channel? SFT has over 20,000 subscribers. Anyway,
Philippians.
okay, Janet, that's all right. I already answered engage with those questions. He's here for that. He's not here to benefit from the layman seminary. He's here to challenge me to a debate and press me on it. He's been doing this at least ever since I was on the Gospel Project. So just ignore his comments. If he wants to
Okay.
contact, if he can do this through my emails, and if we can work out those terms, then I'll debate him.
Okay.
But anyway, anything
So
else
we are
anybody want to talk
where
about?
are we now?
What?
What we're going to do right now? Go back to the comments that you were to that person.
No, or well, that particular individual. I mean, I could do one or two things, but I don't know if I want to just waste a night. I mean, I don't. People, it's Christmas, Janet. We're gonna have to let people go. But
Oh,
I
okay.
think I gave just my initial impressions of John 10. I gave a conservative interpretation with a messianic focus in light of the new covenant, and so I think that's sufficient for him to try to make a video in rebuttal to me. You know, this guy, he didn't reply to my previous video. He just got underneath my comments and started spamming them. So now he's got two videos to reply to, that one and this one. So Janet, is there anything you want to tell the audience? And then please land the plane.
Nothing to add. Just no. I'm just thanking God that I share a little bit my life testimony when I was not a Christian, and I praise God. I hope that the listeners, if they want to have more specific or about my life testimony, I am willing, but not in here, or I don't know where, but maybe somehow the Lemon Seminary will streaming like our life testimony. So maybe that time I will expose myself, my life testimony, able others to to learn from it. And also yeah, and I thank God for the blessings that we have for this time. I'm sorry, who was that? The street ministry, and I thank you so much, and may God bless you more. And I thank you for your generosity, and also to the listeners that came over here. And I thank God for you all guys, and by supporting the Lemon Seminary. And please keep this ministry in prayer, and also prayer for Charlie and me to be together soon. And because we are not together physically, but we are together spiritually. And I pray that God would allow to be with my husband physically, and yeah, and do the ministry together physically, not just spiritually. So thank you so much for everything that you guys that you are supporting this time, and I hope we can see you next time. And if you do not subscribe the Lemon Seminary, please do so, and like this video and share this to others if you like, if you wanted to. Don't force yourself, but just love us as this kind of ministry. So I think that's all for now. So Charlie, finish. Thank you. Oh no, my hubby, my husband is muted. Will you
No,
please?
sorry, I'm unmuted. Okay. Yeah, guys, thank y'all. Janet said it all. God bless.
God bless.